So Opendoor is an irrational territory. There's a lot of people on Reddit claiming that this is the next $100 meme stock. And in this video, we're going to try to make sense of what's going on. As you remember, I brought you this stock right at 71 cents. You could go to my channel. You see, like I first posted about it a month ago at 71 cents. It was at that price point, it was pretty obvious. It just traded above the 50-day moving average. I was pretty certain that it would trade at least up to the 200 MA on the daily chart. So I did take advantage of that analysis, but now we're just in complete irrational territory. And this could potentially be the next GameStop-like rally, or at least the next Carvana. If you're not familiar, let's take a look at Carvana really quick. Carvana went from almost $4 all the way up to trading at $362 right now. And Carvana was almost like it was on the brink of bankruptcy. And now it's like, again, making great profit and like a legitimate business. It's above like its previous all-time high. So can Opendoor pull off the same thing? It's more akin to Carvana than GameStop because GameStop really didn't have much revenue and it was all led by, Roaring Kitty, and it was just all mass hype. But Opendoor does have a business model and a lot of people are banking on Fed rate cut. So let's take a look at that. So the next federal rate cut is on September 17. And let's draw a line on the chart right here on September 17, right here on a Wednesday. And I'm trying to make sense of how to play it because right now it's like in irrational territory. It just massive retail high. If we take a look at the WallStreetBets subreddit, a lot of people are posting about Opendoor and it's getting a lot of upvotes. As you can see, 152. Usually that means and they have like 3.4 active. So like thousands and thousands of people are seeing these posts and maybe a lot of retail is dumping their money into it. And look at this. Just in the past 3 days, it's up over 84%. That's like insane. And so we're gonna try to make sense of it. I'm trying to think how I can profit off of it again. I don't want to put too much capital because back when it was trading at 71 cents and I first posted that video right here. And then look, I did multiple updates. So this was the first time I posted the video. Update 1, update 2, update here. I did multiple updates on the stock, notifying you guys, hey, like this is still good, this is still hot. But now I don't feel comfortable. This is just me trying to make sense of like what's going on with the stock, but now I don't feel comfortable putting a large sum of money into it. The only way I would play the stock now is maybe 50 or $100 bet on the options market. And I don't really care if I lose that money because that's when you play with the options, it's more or less just gambling. Because if you put money into the stock and it doesn't go as planned, you can at least exit at a stop loss of 5-10%. With options, if you're wrong, you'll lose 100%. So it's a gamble. So I would do small like 50 or $100 bets. And if you guys want to see those plays, then comment options. If I get 50 comments saying options or something with options, then I will post those plays and do it with you guys. But those will be just like kind of gambling type bets. So the way I would do it is maybe it has to come down. So even if it's irrational territory, let's look at the 45-minute because that will give us a better picture. As you can see, this is how I would personally play it on the options market. Again, nothing is financial or trading advice, so don't ask me like, oh, what price entry? I'm giving you the information right here. This is all educational purpose, but take the education and use it wisely. I'm going to wait for it to come down and touch this 50 moving average on the 45-minute chart. Because here you can see like it's not gonna just keep going up on the 45-minute chart. It's gonna come down. It's gonna do like pattern like this, boom, 2, 3, come back down, maybe some, and then boom again. And I think it's just going to keep going up. But as you can see, even on the 45-minute chart, from this bottom to here, 56%, from here to here, 68%. That's massive gains. And on the options market, it's even more insane. Like I was looking at the options market on Friday when it had that massive jump, and some of the close to the money options were up like 700%. So a $100 bet would turn into $700. So I'm thinking of doing something like that trading on the 45-minute chart, because what we know is once this hype starts, it doesn't stop. It goes into this crazy territory where like it's gonna now start getting media coverage. I see a lot of YouTubers are gonna slowly start talking about it. But hey, give me props. I think I was the first one calling it at 71 cents. Can someone find me someone else who called it at 71 cents? And I want to show you guys something else too. So look on the right side of my screen, short float that I'm highlighting right now. The short float is still incredibly high. 23% is very high. Anything above like 15% is high. Anything above 20% is very, very high. So all those short sellers are going to get messed up and they have to start covering their positions, because the short sellers, like say if they have the stock shorted at like, they probably had the stock shorted like before $1 and now they're down really bad. And if it goes into irrational territory and they get margin called and they have to like put up more collateral, they're just going to have to take the loss and like start covering. And that's what really causes the rally. That's what really causes the hype. It's the short sellers having to cover their positions at higher and higher price. And there's less liquidity, which makes the price like more sensitive to upward price movement. And I think that's exactly what's going on. And a lot of people are calling for like $100 for this stock. And so let's see, let's try to make sense of that. Let's see if that can be possible. So at its all-time high, it was at roughly like say $35 right here. We'll take that price point, $35. It did trade all the way up to like around $40, but at $35. So from here, um, yeah, so I don't, it doesn't even make sense to tell you guys, oh, like, yeah, from here, it's like 500%, because if it does go into irrational territory and we saw what happened with like GameStop, yeah, it could easily trade up to 35. I think that's very possible. Again, it's not going to do it in a straight line. It's going to do its pattern. Like maybe it will do 30% in one day. And then for the next 5 days, it's going to give away all the gains and trade down like 40%. And then boom, another rally. So it's going to do that type of like behavior. But we're in classic irrational territory. You can see on, look at the right side of my screen. This is it. You almost never ever see this. This is pretty funny. The technicals is a strong buy because as we can see, the technicals do look really strong. It's above all the moving averages, even on the weekly. So this was the big deal. So this is the really, really big deal. This is what I really want to show you guys on the weekly chart. So the weekly, it's going to be more point, like more, it's going to be a stronger signal than the daily, and the daily is a stronger signal than the 4-hour chart. So this is the strongest signal you can possibly get. So on the weekly, it's above the 200-day moving average, and we have a strong buy signal on the technical, but the analysts are still telling you, hey, like the stock should be worth about $1. So look at this. So this is another big deal. So since this is the first time ever. So this is the really, really big deal. This is the first week ever, this week, right now, August, the week of August 24th. First week ever, it's clearly trading above the 200-day moving average. In its entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year history, this stock has never been above the 200-day moving average. So that's a big deal. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on the price to like keep rallying up. And I also want to show you guys one more thing. So, okay, so we discussed that the Fed rate cut is coming on the 17th. And well, the announcement is coming, but a lot of people are predicting it. And the Fed rate cut will directly affect the upward price movement for the stock. But another thing I want to show you, and go to opendoor.com, and you see the traffic has been going up. So June, July, August. So last month, the traffic has been up significantly. So maybe more people are looking to potentially purchase a home, and more people are anticipating a rate cut, which will lower their interest rate, and there'll be more buyers on the market. So there's more visitors on the website. That means more customers. And we can see like it's up almost 100,000 last month. And the thing is, that's not reflected in the last earnings report. This increase in traffic will be reflected in the next earnings report on October the 25th. So a lot of, again, so again, let's go over like how I am going to try to take advantage of the stock. I'm going to set alerts. I am going to set alerts on the 45-minute chart, let it do its thing, let it act irrational. And when it comes back down and touches this, or maybe I'll even go more sensitive. I could even do like 30-minute chart. And this buy and sell triggers on the super trend is actually pretty decent too. So I might set 2 alerts, one for buy and sell, and on the 30-minute chart, I'm going to wait for it to come down to this 50-day moving average. And at which point I'll look at the options market, and I will maybe wait a day or two and make sure, okay, I get a clear signal that it's going to trade right back up, and then just place a close to the money, close to the expiration, just a straight up gamble of like $50 every. If I'm feeling more risky of $100 that could potentially 2-3x in 1 or 2 days, so that's how I want to play it. And again, that just pure gambling. I could potentially lose my entire, it's like going to the casino and putting 50 on black 8 or something like that. That's how. So, but I'm going to do that. And if you're interested in seeing that content, comment options. And if I get 50 comments saying options, I will post that video. I'll post those videos with exactly how I am placing my bet and what the final results are. And I think I'll do a pretty good job. I'm pretty confident that I could, you know, make money again. But I have to tell you about options. Like, I try to like bring you the most undervalued stocks, and options are just a gamble. So I have to always give you that disclaimer. But I think that would be kind of fun content to do if I get enough comments saying people want to see that content. So give me that comment. Let's get this video to 100 likes. I made another video. This is This is a video right here. Look on the left side of my screen. I'm highlighting it right now how Opendoor CEO forced to resign. So this is kind of a video essay on the Opendoor, kind of giving you a little bit of background on what's going on with the CEO who resigned. Literally the day that she resigned, the stock shot up like 15%. And there's another hedge fund manager who's in the picture. His name is Eric Jackson, who's also hyping the stock. But again, it's not going to, even if it goes to say previous all-time high of $35 from here, which is 6x from here, it's going it's not going to go straight to like $35. It's going to trade back down and trade sideways a little and then get a lot of hype, more news, more coverage by CNBC, more Redditors posting, and then boom, another, like, look at this. This is like 60% in like 2-3 days. This is stupidly crazy. This is like nothing but this makes sense. But again, it'll do that. It'll come back down. It'll, hover around maybe even below $5, and then boom, you see another 100% in like 5 days. Some crazy stuff like that, and it's trading at $10. So that's how it's going to trade, and you can take advantage of that by trading it. This isn't a stock I will feel comfortable like keeping my money in long term, like I did when I called it at 71 cents. I was like, I told you in all my other videos, I was like 99% sure, not 99, like 95% sure that from this point, like it would trade up. Like from this point, it wasn't going to go all the way back down to 50 cents because I have so much data to show you that like once it goes above the 50-day moving average, it goes on an upward trajectory. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found this information helpful. Please tell me if you want to see more information on opendoor.com. And again, the only thing I can do about this stock right now is do some options play. And if you want to see that content, again, comment options, 50 comments saying options, and I'll start posting those videos. And tell me what other stocks you would like to see videos on. I respond to every single person who leaves a comment, so interact with me in the comment section. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. Subscribe to the channel for more interesting content like this, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.